Welcome back to Set Streets and Aids, guys. I'm Chris Bauer. Today I am in Miami, Florida, in front of the last Kmart in North America. Sort of. Actually, last Kmart in continental US. It's actually a mini Kmart. Up till last year, there were 2 Kmarts left in the continental US. And the big one, the nicest one I've ever been in, actually, in Bridgehampton, New York, out in the Hamptons, closed. And such a bummer. But this one still exists, and we're gonna go in, check it out, talk about the history of Kmart, and I hope you'll join me. A little retail archaeology. Let's go see it.
I know a place.
I know a place
Where life is good.
where life is good.
A brand new place.
A brand new place
In your neighborhood.
your neighborhood
Come to my place.
where dreams come true.
My saving place can save a lot of dollars for you.
My saving place. Kmart
Kmart.
is your saving
Yes, it is.
You need value face to face.
Everything.
Kmart
Kmart.
sells great merchandise.
You're gonna get value at a low, low price. Here at my place, you know you're gonna get more.
Get more.
My saving place has got a lot of value in store.
Saving place. Kmart
Kmart.
is your saving
Sing it for me, children.
So the Kmart that is here now, that used to be the garden center of the big Kmart here, which is now an at-home store. But several years ago, they were losing money rapidly, so they almost made like a Dollar General version of Kmart. And somehow, that one outlasted all the rest. Pretty crazy. So if you don't know, Kmart started in 1899, 126 years ago. It was started by a man named Sebastian Kresge. His middle name was S, so he called his stores the SS Kresge stores. They were basically like a 5 and dime. So you got to think back then, in the first part of the 20th century, the big cities had these big stores, right? Well, if you wanted stuff from rural areas, you would order from those big stores, but you would order through their catalog system because it was too far to get to, it took too long, and you could have it mailed to you. So like JCPenney's, Sears Roebuck, Montgomery Ward's, those were the places that you would order things from, order goods. And Kresge saw a need there. A lot of these little cities and little towns, they needed an apartment store that had household things. And that's what he started. And so they would sell everything for your home, from dishes to pots and pans to curtains, all that kind of things. And throughout the whole first half of the 20th century, pre-World War II, he grew that company. SS Kresge stores were in every little town, every city, and they were, not every, but they were very plentiful. They were one of the first stores that you could almost depend on to be somewhere. And then after the boom, the economic boom of post-World War II, a new kind of store started to develop, a new idea, if you will. So the Kresge stores decided to try this new idea in the early 60s, in 1962. About the same time Walmart and all the rest kind of got the idea. It was before you would order, if you were this Kresge store, you would order 5 or 10 pieces of an item, whatever sells through, until you sold them, and then you'd order them again. The idea behind the new store concept, the new Kresge stores, were to order in bulk, a whole pallet full or 2 pallets full, however many, hundreds of items of the same item, and then you would negotiate a lower price from the company that's making them, and then pass that savings on to your customer. And by doing that, an item that used to cost $10 now costs $6. And that was a huge deal. And they decided to call these stores Kmart. They were huge department discount stores. They opened the first one in Garden City, Michigan, just outside of Detroit in 1962. And they had about 4,000 people show up at the opening for that. So they were like, you know what, we're onto something here. This is a big hit. And they just continued to open those. By 1977, they decided the Kresge stores were kind of an outdated model, and they started closing all those. They converted some to Kmart's, closed a lot of them, and they officially changed the company's name to Kmart after 80 years. And that's about the same time they started peaking in the early 80s there. I think they had over 2,600 stores nationwide and worldwide, really. And then, of course, as more competition came, the Walmart rise, you know, throughout the 80s and 90s, they started to drop. And by the early 2000s, they were having some trouble. And unfortunately, they thought they were going to get a lifeline, and they merged with Sears. And unfortunately, that was also the final nail in the coffin, because Sears was being run by a CEO who was just selling anything of value out of any company that they were partnered with, from real estate to anything. And it ended up basically bankrupting both Sears and Kmart. By 2019, a company called Transform Co. bought the Kmart company, the original Kresge company. By then, it had only 6 or 7 stores left, maybe a few more. Today, in 2025, we're down to 5. One in the continental US, which is right behind me. Then we have 2 in St. Thomas, 1 in St. Croix, and 1 in Guam. By the way, Guam is really far away. It's like out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I thought Hawaii was far, but no, Guam is, it's amazing that we found Guam, to be honest with you. It just kind of shows you that clearly at that time that was discovered, everyone in the world was an explorer, because there's no other way we would have found that country, that island. Anyway, they've got a Kmart though, with a Little Caesars in it. But this is the last one here today. It's kind of a bummer. This is the end of a very prestigious, once prestigious American company. It's a real bummer that their ending is this basically this little mini Kmart. Let's go in and check out the last one.
Merry Christmas, Merry Merry Christmas from your Kmart Christmas store. Save on sweaters and on hats, bowling balls and baseball bats.
Cameras, TVs, bikes and plants, goldfish, bath toys, slippers, pants.
Mirrors, dresses, perfume, socks, toasters, roasters, robes and clocks. Candy, records, films and toys at Santa Land for girls and boys. Christmas smiles light every face at Kmart's Christmas saving place.
Okay, no problem. All right. So I was told they do not allow filming in here for vlogging, so I'm gonna do it anyway until I get caught again. Anyway, the last Kmart video I posted a couple years ago, the one that Bridgehampton, had a lot of people comment that Kmart's were worldwide, over in Australia and New Zealand. That is a completely separate company that bought just the naming rights. So they actually own Targets there in New Zealand and Australia.
Kmart believes in discounts, and Kmart believes in antenna signals. This week, and only this week at Kmart, this antenna signals UHF VHF high gain antenna is just $38. You save $41. And at Kmart, we believe in Commodore. This week, the Commodore C64 Pro Pack with disk drive, joystick and more is just $599. Kmart believes you should get discount prices on your favorite brands. That's why you can't do better than Kmart.
There's only, of the original Kresge company, there's only this one. Unless you want to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Kmart is more than any store you have known before. Kmart means you get quality. It's friendly and warm, and service does not take long. One visit and you will agree. Kmart is all the things a great store should be. Quality at discount prices, satisfaction always you'll see. Kmart is all the things a great store should be. Quality at discount prices, satisfaction always you'll see. Kmart.
I tell you what's really noticeable is the lack of Kmart branded items. They used to have a ton of items that was the Kmart brand. And of course, there's no reason to make those anymore. So, you have just regular items.
Dreaming dreams we all do, working hard so they come true. You can get a helping hand at Kmart stores, they understand.
Kmart is your savings store, where your dollar buys you more. They give your dreams.
Well, that was a bummer. I wanted to film a bit more in there, but I had to sneak in shots, so I was denied as soon as I went in. But anyway, that was a brief history of Kmart from the briefest of Kmarts that's left, because it's so small. Hope you guys enjoyed it as a little brief. If you want a little bit more of a look at the bigger Kmart there at Bridgehampton, check out my video up there in the corner. Like I said, I filmed that a couple years ago. It's the nicest Kmart I've ever been into, and it's gone now. And this one's the only one left, so it's kind of a bummer. But anyway, still cool that there is one. And you got the sign right there, and it says Kmart, and who knows how long it'll last. And appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.